I made a bit of a whoops. Yes, so far we have looked at 2 Disney adventures, what I thought were the first Disney adventures ever published. I don't know how I got that idea. No, I don't know what could have tipped me off that this was the first issue. No idea at all. But it turns out that this is a complete and blatant lie. This is not the first issue. This is. Yes, I was reading what was supposed to be the next Disney Adventures magazine, and there was a little blurb in there that threw me off. It was talking about a fall digest, and I was going, wait, what fall digest? I didn't know Disney Adventures has a fall digest. So I looked it up, and it turns out that there is an earlier Disney Adventures than what is canonly considered the first issue. This is basically an ash can copy or a marketing bait or, something released directly to the market to promote the idea. So this was probably found exclusively on newsstands and toy stores and just wherever kids that this would appeal to would see it. And it was just an attempt to test the waters and see if the Disney Adventures brand would take off. And clearly it did, because this magazine would go on for the next 17 years. So before we move into 1991, we should take a look at issue 0 of Disney Adventures, or as it's referred to, fall 1990. Because, that is just so specific. I would totally know that this was the first issue if I didn't have to look it up. So let's see if this magazine is good enough to make you want to subscribe to the future service. I mean, I wouldn't know. I wasn't even born yet, and even then, I didn't find out about this magazine until the mid-2000s, But let's see what some kids a couple years older than I was, actually, they'd probably have to be like 8 or 10 by the time this came out in order to be fully into it, so let's see what kids about a decade older than I am saw in this. Okay, we got the official magazine of the Disney Afternoon. Yes, that's technically true. We'll get into that in a minute. Disney Adventures, I think we're aware of that. Serious Sneakers with Serious Stench. Planet Savers, because we can't trust Captain Planet anymore. Excellent Wheels. Oof, autocorrect needs to tackle that one. And Big Treads. I'm not even going to touch that one. Now, this is one of the few Disney Adventures covers from back when that does not have a celebrity on the front, from what I understand. I guess because they didn't know if this magazine was going to go anywhere, so they couldn't afford a celebrity to come in for a photo shoot. So instead, it's promotional art for a comic inside, and we will get to that in a second. Plus, a lot of comics, games, and more. That's true. That, not as much. And yeah, there's definitely more. All right, let's open her up. DuckTales the Movie, Treasure of the Lost Lamp, opens August 3 at theaters everywhere. So I first heard of this movie when it was released on video, and for the longest time I didn't even know it was a theatrical release. I mean, the animation is definitely better, but I didn't know that this was shown in theaters. And apparently a lot of people didn't, because it bombed hard and it tanked any other DuckTales or Disney Afternoon movies that would have come afterwards. And honestly, I think after this, Disney decided to go into the whole direct-to-video market, so yay. But this is a pretty good movie, whether you're into DuckTales or not. I think that just watching this by itself will give you an idea of what DuckTales is. And it's an exciting adventure. I mean, it has Christopher Lloyd as the villain. Can't go wrong there. Catch the fun, celebrate the magic again and again with the Little Mermaid VHS. Now you can bring home all the magic, the music, and the memories, and the penises from the Little Mermaid. I probably need to explain that. Yeah, on the first VHS covers, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if it's visible at this resolution, but yeah, there's a certain spire on the palace back there that looks like a certain part of an anatomy. And that is why they completely changed the art for any future VHS and DVD releases. Catch the Beat, the Disney Afternoon on cassette and CD. I think we already went over that. I think I already milked that for all that's worth. Hello! No, that's not my catchphrase. That's Ashton's catchphrase. You know, that guy that I'm totally not emulating whatsoever. Whitewater rafting down the Congo River in search of lost treasure in the jungle. Now that's adventure. Soaring high above the mountaintops with Baloo and his Talespin mates on another exciting mission. That's adventure. Gazing through a telescope at the Milky Way on a clear, cool night. Traveling the world over and meeting new friends. Or even discovering the hidden secrets in your backyard. That's adventure too. Drinking expired milk and then jumping from a 20-story building. That's suicide. But it's also a little adventurous. Finding out about neat new gadgets, real kid heroes, terrific new sports and games, and news from all over the place. That's all adventure too. Yeah, just think about something and it's probably adventure. We don't care. And that's what we'll deliver on every page of each issue of Disney Adventures. Hang on! Yeah, hang on. Let's see if this magazine takes off and we have jobs after this. And there's the contents. Here we go. We finally get a look into a Disney ride. That's what one of the kids from the last issue, well, technically the third issue, if we're counting this as the first issue. That's what one of the kids wanted to see in these magazines, and we're finally getting to see one. And this one is about Splash Mountain. Oh. Topical. Splash Mountain, one of Disney's most popular rides, started making waves in 1983. Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to read through everything in these nonfiction sections, but yeah, they wanted to build a log flume, and they wanted to put it in Critter Country, and at some point they wanted to make it based on the Splash movie, like the Splash. Was it a theatrical or TV movie? I don't know. It had like Daryl Hannah and Tom Hanks, I think. And the movie really didn't go that far, but that's why it's called Splash Mountain. And from what I understand, it's the tallest ride at Disneyland, or it was at the time. I mean, it says right here, Splash Mountain is 12 feet taller than Disneyland's Sleeping Beauty Castle. I don't know, maybe the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror finally overtook that. Man, what's that called now? Guardians of the Galaxy Rocket Boost or something like that? I haven't been to Disneyland in decades, so I don't know. But yeah, in case you haven't heard, they are currently making the switch from Splash Mountain, which is based on Song of the South characters from that movie that way back when that nobody has seen, and they're turning it into a Princess and the Frog themed ride. And a lot of people are complaining that it's a bad move, that it destroys the historical significance of the ride, and it's another example of Disney going woke, because Song of the South isn't exactly politically correct nowadays. But my argument is that it makes perfect sense from a marketing standpoint. I mean, it's based on Song of the South, which, like I said, nobody has seen, unless, well, at least us in America. Unless we have a bootleg from another country, then we haven't seen it. And even then, even if we do have a copy, we probably won't see it because it's frankly a boring movie. I mean, I was lucky enough as a kid to have a bootleg copy from my uncle in Japan, and even then, I only remember fast forwarding to the animated sections because most of the movie is just about racial relations right after the Civil War. So honestly, even for the 1980s, I'm surprised that they made a ride based on Song of the South, because the 1980s, that's like when they stopped showing the movie, period. Like, it showed in theaters every once in a while, but by the late 1980s, no, that was it. They never showed it in theaters again. That Disney has practically disavowed any and all history that it has ever been made. So really, it just makes sense from a publicity standpoint. Like, we have nostalgia for Splash Mountain, yes, because we've been on it, but we don't really have that much nostalgia for the movie. So it just makes sense for Disney to update it to a Princess and the Frog ride, something that more people have seen and that needs more publicity, and it still fits with the ride. I mean, the Splash Mountain takes place around a Southern Bayou type of location, and so does Princess and the Frog. So I think it's perfect. I think it's a perfect reskin, honestly. So that's my 2 cents. If Song of the South is ever brought up again, maybe I'll give my views on the movie, but no, I'm perfectly okay with them turning it into Princess and the Frog. Yeah, as I'm saying this, they still haven't made the complete transition. It's going to take a couple years, so tune back in a couple years and see how well this is aged. All right. Inside Disney. This is like that banner that they had in the first issue that I don't think they had in the second issue. Maybe they only retired it after 2 issues. Look for a new TV series called Disney Afternoon in September, featuring the new Talespin. Yeah, that threw me off for a minute, so I looked it up, and apparently Disney Afternoon didn't start until the 1990s. So this magazine technically heralds the beginning of the Disney Afternoon. And yeah, cartoons famous for being on the Disney Afternoon, the Gummy Bears and Chip and Dale and DuckTales, those were all technically on other networks before the Disney Afternoon. So it was the new Talespin that technically kicked off the programming block. I did not know that. Of course, like I say, these cartoons are older than I am. And as we all know, afterwards, Disney Afternoon dedicated itself to top quality programming and is still going today. Has never had a flub since. Anyway, the 1940 Disney classic Fantasia will be re-released on October 5th to celebrate its 50th anniversary. Are we talking about a theatrical release or VHS release? Either way, it's going to be the version with the infamous centaur scene edited. I'm not going to go into detail about that, so you can look it up yourself. The album Minnie and Me with 10-year-old Krista Larson debuts August 28th. Who? Okay, I did look her up, and Krista Larson apparently was the first kid signed to the then new Disney Records, and she made an album, and she basically dropped off the map. She was in season 1 of the X Factor. She didn't even get to the top 10, and she's just been recording here and there. So good for her. Look for the classic The Prince and the Pauper short before the Rescuers Down Under movie. Something that wasn't even released at the time of this magazine's printing. Yes, The Prince and the Pauper has become a classic, but it just bugs me when they put classic before something that hasn't even been released, something they don't know is a classic yet. You know, it's like Ubisoft calling all its stuff iconic. They call all their merchandise iconic just because it belonged to their games, and they think that their games are the best there ever was, and everybody is always talking about them. Because, you know, who remembers Watch Dogs? Or any of the Assassin's Creed games after, like, the third one? Yeah, my point exactly. But yeah, The Prince and the Pauper short is good, so if you haven't seen it already, check it out. Alright, here we go with the mail. I wonder where they sent where they had the address for kids to send in their mail. Maybe these are like kids of the writers and editors? I don't know. I caught this flounder in Sabine Lake in Port Arthur, Texas. It was the first time I had ever been fishing. I got lucky and caught this fish. With this fish, I outfished my uncle. Fish. Fishy. Hi, I live in Phoenix, Arizona, and we love to wear neons such as short tops and short pants. So if you ever time travel back to Phoenix, Arizona, you'll know exactly what to wear. Also, we like to wear white, because every day is Labor Day. Because of the sun's rays shining down on our state, we have to play it cool. Out here, we like to go roller skating and ice skating, especially in hot weather, listen to music, and watch movies, but we are usually at the mall. Malls. Who remembers the mall? You know, it was that thing that was around where, before eBay, that was where you found everything all in one place. My favorite female singer is Paula Abdul. Good for you. My favorite male singer is Bobby Brown. Okay. I have 2 favorite rock groups. They are the New Kids on the Block and Young MC. And as we all know, they're going to last the early 90s. Here are some things we would like to see in a magazine. Interviews with Alyssa Milano, Candace Cameron, Milli Vanilli, Michael Jordan, and the New Kids on the Block. I'm pretty sure they got those celebrities at some point down the road. We would also like an advice column, puzzles, jokes, games, contests for kids, information about how Disney was made, and who the real characters are. I'm pretty sure we got all that eventually as well. We also want information about new movies coming out, articles about baseball and basketball, updates on the latest Nintendo games, comics, mysteries, and secret codes. Class 4, whatever. That's just a pseudonym for the editors at the magazine, I'm sure. Disney Adventures needs you. So yeah, there's the address if you want to send your questions into a now defunct magazine. The adventure begins October 9th. Yes, this is probably when the magazine actually started, where the first issue came from. So go back to October 9th, 1990 and get an advance copy. Chippendale Rescue Rangers for the NES again. I think I've talked about that multiple times, so let's just go into our first comic, The DuckTales in The Chaos Coin Catastrophe. Sometimes the most incredible adventures begin in the most ordinary places. Uncle Scrooge sure loves to dive into his money like a porpoise and burrow through it like a gopher. Wait a minute. So we got red, green, and yellow this time. That's new. I don't think I've ever seen them yellow. Usually they're either red, green, and blue, or they're all wearing black. I've never seen yellow. This is what happens when you wash your blues with bleach, I guess. Also, Uncle Scrooge is wearing red, which I think I brought this up before. For some reason, they always portrayed him wearing red instead of blue, like he did in the show and other material. But yeah, he's just swimming in his oodles of money. You know, this whole idea has aged well in today's economy. Oh, it continues from the last panel. So, what was the... Uncle Scrooge sure loves to dive into his money like a porpoise and burrow through it like a gopher and toss it up and let him hit him on the head. You know, I wish his money would hit him on the head and fracture his skull, and then maybe some other people in this world could have some money. You know, at the very least, you could use it to send yourself to space like all the billionaires are doing now. Well, my new casualizer computer counts all my money to make sure nothing is missing. No, it can't be. It's impossible. Is something missing, Uncle Scrooge? No, just the opposite. According to my casualizer, I have one coin too many. So what's wrong with having too much money? You boys don't understand. I'm the only one allowed to take money out of my money bin or to put money in. Yeah, because that's all your money, you know. Okay, I'll stop. And I know where every penny comes from. 36 years ago, I got this coin and change when I bought Madame Floofy breakfast in Paris. I found this dollar bill stuck on a swordfish's snout when I went deep sea diving in 1942. I wonder if that's when the Uncle Scrooge comics started. In fact, maybe that's a reference to the first Uncle Scrooge stories. Who knows? If I have one too many coins, I got to know how it was put here. Whew, it was almost 86 feet and 7 inches straight down, but I found it. It's glowing like a star, and it's in some kind of case. My casualizer will examine it. Then I'll know the year is minted, where it came from, and how I got it. What? Either my floppy disk flipped out or my hard drive took a wrong turn. Floppy disks. Remember those? I barely do. But the casualizer computer knows even less than I do. Let me see that coin. Huey, check where it comes from. Look, Uncle Scrooge, the coin has your face on it, and it says you're a hero from the land of Yusavus? I'm going with Yusavus. Our hero, the land of Yusavus. You know, why hasn't Scrooge McDuck bought a country by this point? Put his money to some use, you know. Yusavus? I've never even heard of that place before. Wait here, I got an idea. If there is a country called Yusavus, we'll find it on our Junior Woodchuck guidebook. Everything important is noted in here, and everything unimportant too. Yeah, that was basically the Deus Ex Machina of the DuckTales series. Whenever the nephews needed to figure something out, they just open up a random page and poof, there was the answer to the whole episode. Here, this tiny dot that looks like a dust mote. That's Yusavus. And there's even a Junior Woodchuck living on the island. Junior Woodchuck, Stuckberg branch to Yusavus. Come in, Yusavus. We're coming to visit your island, and we'd like directions. This is Junior of Yusavus. Who is we, Duckburg branch? Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Woodchuck's first class. Oh, and our Uncle Scrooge McDuck. Scrooge McDuck? Not him. He must not come here. It's nice that somebody recognizes Scrooge McDuck for the creep he is. Jumpin' Juniper! That does it! Nobody's stopping me from solving this mystery! But what about the warning? If Yusavus places my face on its coins, then the rest of me has a right to go there as well! I'm suing them for copyright infringement! When I'm done suing them, I'm gonna own the whole island, and I'm gonna move it into my backyard and use it as one big cat litter box! Do they have cats in DuckTales? Like pet cats, or are they humanoid, or whatever. Is there danger, Mr. McD? I live for danger. The dangerer the better, I always say. I think that was Launchpad. Why, I remember the time I flew around the world without propellers or wings or fuel. Of course I kept crashing, but Uncle Scrooge, there it is! There's Yusavus! Run! Oh, great. Meanwhile, on the island of politicalist correctness, see? A perfect pinpoint landing. That landing had so many pinpoints it would make an acupuncturist jealous. This is the way to the main village. They don't seem to want strangers here. No, it's just me they don't want. It says no trespassers, so yeah, strangers in general, dude. But if they hate me, why did they mint a coin in my honor? This bridge doesn't look at all that safe. This is nothing. I once walked across a live volcano on nothing more than dental floss. What happened? I fell in. Why do launchpad stories always make me worry more? Maybe there's a good reason. Look! Rhino! It's a rhinoceros! It's a rhinoceros! Run, boys, run! Did I ever tell you about the elephant herd that once trampled me? Later! Whack! Oh no! Me coin! I dropped me coin! Forget the money, Uncle Scrooge! If you don't move fast, you'll never get to save any money again! So they're falling back on the nephews finishing each other's sentences. Did they ever do that in the show? I don't know, but of course, they're triplets, so of course they all think alike and they all act alike, and that just seems to be a thing in movies and shows. It's gone! I came all this way and I've lost it! Hurry, Uncle Scrooge! Hurry! Is this what's known as being on the horns of a dilemma? Hang on! It feels like those word balloons were flipped around. This reminds me of the Not Now, Launchpad! I tried to do Uncle Scrooge and the nephews at the same time. It's waiting for us! We can't go ahead, and I don't think down is a good idea! Well, we can either dangle here until doomsday, or we can cross this bridge and worry about the consequences later! Tala, come here, girl! Oh, it was one of the natives? Crap, what kind of voice do I give him? Have you been chasing strangers again, Tala? And look what you've done to Muddy Moat's Bridge. I don't know what kind of voice that is. I am sorry, but Tala is more horn than bite. She will not hurt you. I am Juno. Welcome to Yusavus. Juno? Yeah, the Roman god of fertility. How the native knows that, I have no idea. Junior Woodchuck First Class Huey is pleased to meet you, Woodchuck Juno. Woodchuck Huey, the one from the shortwave radio message? That means, oh no, it's Uncle Scrooge. I begged you not to come. We'll be doomed unless you leave. Please, hurry, get off our island fast. He's going to realize he can use the trees to print his own money, and overnight we're going to be living on a desert island. Quit wriggling this suit, sonny. I dropped my coin into that moat, and I'm not leaving without it. Or it's secret. You brought the coin back. This is worse than I thought. Now we're definitely doomed. Our beautiful island will be destroyed. What are you talking about? How could a penny destroy an island? Oh, right. What was that voice? Oh, right. Oh, that's right. The legend says you do not remember. Well, since we are doomed anyway, come. The village elders will explain. Look at the statues calling you their hero. Hero? They hate me. You were our hero once, Scrooge McDuck. I'm thinking that's a different character. First you saved us, but now you've returned to destroy us. Pah! I've never been here before. I know if I had. And we had hoped that, by taking away your memory, you would not return. But we always feared you would. Perhaps it is time for you to remember everything. Look into the crystal of the past. All will now be made clear. Yes! I remember it all. I remember everything. Oh, I did not need to remember that night with the giraffe, the bottle of bourbon, and the 2 melons. Oh. I remember saving you, but why do you fear me so much now? It isn't fair. Everyone knows what happened but us. All right. It began a long time ago. I had just made my first decazillion dollars, and as usual, was fighting off the Beagle Boys to keep it. So, how long has Scrooge McDuck been rich? Because from all the flashbacks I've seen, he's still an old codger, and the Beagle Boys are still basically the same Beagle Boys that we see in the present. So how long did it take him to go from rags to riches in this universe? I can't keep batting the Beagles. One day they might beat me, but I know where I can hide me money. An old pirate I met in the Klondike told me this island's not on any chart. Nobody will ever find me treasure. Yeah, it's not like that you could put it in a bank or something and have it gain interest and, keep it safe and not just have a giant money tower that's a prime target for every thief and gold digger in the world. This is perfect, foolproof, and even better, Beagle Boy proof. All I have to do is go back to this island every time I want a penny. I might have overthought things. I was about to bury me treasure when the island began to shake, rattle and roll. Come on, shake, rattle and roll. Stars and gauze! It's an earthquake! Ye cats! The chasm had opened is headed directly for me money! Ye cats! I've never imagined Scrooge McDuck saying that. Our island's crumbling! Again! Help us! Help us! Please take us on your boat before we're all doomed! This is our 5th island to sink this year alone! And we don't have an insurance policy! People! But I thought this island wasn't populated! We arrived only a month ago when our last island sank, but the earthquake destroyed all the canoes. There's no way off. No problem. Help me get my bundle back on board the trawler, then I'll save you all. But if you can't do that, then tough luck, suckers. No, it's too late. Even you cannot save us now. Weren't you just saying save us a minute ago? Whatever. Walk, me trawler! Now we're all trapped here. I didn't come all this way to wind up swimming with the sharks. Boys, I got an idea. And chapter 2. Oh, they didn't have a break in between the comics like they usually did in the other books. First you save us, then you... Wait a minute. First you say... Oh! I just got that. I read through this comic before, but I only just got that it's pronounced, you save us. Okay, I get it. I get it now. First you save us, then you destroy us. I read that the first time. I had no idea what they were talking about. It just clicked. This waterproof covenant should not only protect my bundle, but let it float. We'll make it off this second-rate Atlantis on the world's most expensive raft. Of course, don't you know anything about science? Wait, we cannot forget our sacred stone. It fell from the sky just before our first island sunk. Sacred stone? That's just an oddly glowing meteorite. No, it has protected us on our voyages as each of our islands sank into the sea. Oh gee, I wonder what the twist is. I wonder what might be causing these island-shattering earthquakes, huh? We sailed for almost a month before we found another jetty of land. We had to eat the young'uns, but, the old ones can make some more. But unlike the last island, this one was lush and tropical. Once again, our sacred stone has led us to safety. That meteorite didn't save us, my sea charts did. Also, I just noticed he's wearing green. Huh, yeah, I guess he grew into the red and blue outfits. This starstone will rest here, facing out to sea. Well, you folks enjoy your new home. I got an island of my own to find. Ye cats! Another earthquake! Oh gee, what a surprise. Yay! 6 islands in 1 year? Why are we so jinxed? Ouch! That hurt! But it knocked an idea into me. Maybe I'll give 10% of my income and solve world hunger. No. 6 islands sank, you say, and they began sinking right after the meteorite landed. What are you doing? Testing a theory. If I'm right, your sacred stone may actually be the root of the problem. Just as I thought, the space meteorite somehow eats away at whatever rock it touches. And if it was placed on a rock earlier, well, that would have meant something. It simply disintegrated your islands from under you. I know some scientists who may be able to cancel the meteorite's effects. Say, where is your sacred stone anyway? We have had our artists alter it as a gift to you. You saved our island twice, Scrooge McDuck. You are the greatest hero of You Save Us. Oh, in the 2 hours they've been there, they've already discovered the art of coin making and already have a mint set up, huh? I'm honored, but now it's time to go. We have one final favor to ask of you. Our people are afraid that you may someday return the sacred stone to You Save Us and sink our island again. Allow us to remove all memories of our people so that they may live without fear. You can try, but nobody's ever been able to Scrooge McDuck, once the sacred stone is safe, you will forget this island and its people. Oh, we'll forget. Now what sense does that make? Oh yes, we're going to give you this super dangerous stone that can split apart islands and maybe even continents, but then we're going to make you forget about its danger and where it came from, so of course you're going to find it in the future and wonder where it came from, so you're going to bring it right back to us. Yeah, I can still see this as an episode on the show. As soon as my scientists created that special case which rendered the coin safe, I guess I did forget everything. Oh, here's a break. Yeah, this is a 2-page version of the Subscribe to Disney Adventures instead of the 1-page version that we've seen in the other books. So, yeah, if you ever wanted it as a double spread, here you go. So is there a subscription? Yep, there's a subscription card here. So, this is only about 13 years out of date, but it's here if you want it. The adventure begins in your mailbox. And I guess that's the proto image of what was supposed to be the original Disney Adventures. They got the Rick Moranis back, but he's in a roller coaster. That's not how... No, that's not what we got for the actual first issue. I think there is a cover that has someone in a roller coaster, but it's not Rick Moranis. Also, he's in here, he has Baloo, but in here he has Chip and Dale, which Fred Savage was being attacked by Chip and Dale. It also says October 3rd, 1990, and this says November 12th, 1990. So, I don't know, maybe the magazine got delayed for a bit. Maybe something happened that back in the printing. Maybe they couldn't get enough copies, and so they had to delay the magazine. Who knows? What did the blurbs say down here? Rick Moranis on a roll? Yeah, we saw that. Dinosaur Trek to Zaire. No, that issue didn't have any dinosaurs. It was about westerns and cowboys and cowgirls and westerns, if I remember correctly. And Chip and Dale to the rescue. Yeah, they did have a Chip and Dale comic in there, so I guess that's a little bit of truth in advertising. Anyway, back to the comic. Oh no, the earthquakes have returned. That coin was taken out of its protective case. Why? Why did you take it out of its case? Like, even if you didn't think it was dangerous, it's still a collector's item and it's yours, so why did you take it out of its case? Whatever. You must take the coin away from us immediately. I can't. I dropped it in the moat. Then we are doomed. Yeah, you are. It's almost like having a selfish billionaire visit your island was a bad idea. Wait, Tala loves to cool herself in the mud. She can find the coin for us. Or retrieving rhinoceros. That sounds far-fetched to me. Trust him, Uncle Scrooge. A junior woodchuck never lies, they say as the rhino goes off to kill James and the Giant Peach's parents. I got my fingers, feet, and eyes all crossed for good luck. Tola can do it. I know she can. Bah! I know this wouldn't work. That silly rhinoceros couldn't find an elephant in the zoo. How much time passed between panels? Oh, and the rhino found it. Woot! What were you saying? All right. From now on, rhinos are my best friends. Once again, you have saved us. And once again, you are our greatest hero. Not yet, my friends. There's still one final thing I have to do. Oh, no, wait, you can't leave yet. We must hypnotize you again. We'll see you in about a month so that this whole thing can start all over again. Okay, no, they don't do that. Mr. McD, there's the volcano we saw on the way to you save us. Dip lower, Launchpad. I want to make sure this is a perfect hole-in-one. The heat will melt the space stone, and then it will never sink another island again. Or you could put it back in its protective case and then frame it and put it on your wall. Whatever. He's only logical when he chooses to be. Saw, I'm certainly going to miss it now. But Uncle Scrooge, now that the coin's been destroyed, you'll be allowed to return to your save us anytime you want. Oh, I know that. I mean, I'll miss the coin with my face on it. Of course. Can you imagine if all the money in the world had me pictured on it? Wouldn't that be delightful? Well, you're the richest duck in the world. You could sponsor them to mint money with your face on it. You could even probably sponsor enough to make that a second or even national currency. So, yeah, you could do that. But no, you just want to swim in your money. So, yeah, I said I'm not going to talk about that anymore. All right, Street, that's what's happening. Rage. Playing pro ball, your teams, your players, here's how. Yeah, basically they're just talking about how they play pro ball or rotisserie baseball, as it's called here, which is, it's basically fantasy baseball. You pick some team members, you see how they do, and you see how your team does over the season. Fantasy football, but with baseball. Slime before its time, silly putty, and yeah, it was invented by accident, and nobody can find a practical use for it, except sell it. Well, you could stuff it in the sandwich of someone you don't like and watch them asphyxiate. That's a practical use. Slick sneakers. Yeah, they're just talking about how great sneakers are, and there's some sneakers. There's only one shoe each, so yeah, that's probably why you only ever find one shoe lying on the street. Never a pair, just the one shoe. All right, here we go with the media pages, the media news. Radical dude is Bart Simpson's favorite expression. Matt Groening, who created the oddball cartoon show The Simpsons, named the characters after his own family. Yeah, this was around when The Simpsons first aired, from what I believe. This is when The Simpsons got their very own show after being in shorts on the Tracy Ullman Show. Yeah, this magazine was probably printed right after it went on air. Maybe, I don't know the exact date of when it went on air. I just know that the first and second seasons, from what I hear, were really not good. But still better than current Simpsons, from what I understand. See, Thomas Howell is starring in a pilot for a new series called Whip Valentine. Howell describes his character as a young Indiana Jones adventure. And that pilot went over so well that I can barely find any information on it. No, really, I did a search for Whip Valentine and found practically nothing. It has an IMDb page, but it's basically a skeleton. See, Thomas Howell isn't even on it. And all the information on that page just says that it was a failed pilot to a TV show that aired sometime in 1990. Yeah, it doesn't even give a date, nor even a story synopsis, so there you go. But apparently it featured the screen debut of Tom Cavanagh, whom we know today as Reverse Flash on the Flash TV show, which had just recently ended from what? No, has it just ended or is it about to end? One of those. But so yeah, that's a bit of bar trivia for you. TV kids clubs are the latest craze. Did they ever go away? Check out the Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, and Fox TV for stickers, magazines, coupons, and great prizes. You know, while they're still around, because streaming is taking over everything. Watch for Martika on TV. She'll be starring in a new Pepsi commercial. Well, she needs the work. Yeah, Martika, or Martika, I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. I didn't recognize the name, but after a bit of research, I found out that she's basically a one-hit wonder. She did that, step by step, heart to heart, bit by bit, torn apart, but we all fall down like toy soldiers. Song that's sometimes on the radio. And she was somewhat of a child actor in the 80s. She was in Annie and Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo. And nowadays she still records and goes on tour and all that stuff. So, hey, good for her. Summer birthdays to remember. Tom Cruise, July 3rd. Fred Savage, July 9th. Donnie Wahlberg, August 17th. And Debbie Gibson, August 31st. So, in case you want to send them a present, there you go. Music. Ever since Straight Up Now Tell Me If It's Gonna Be You and Me Together, took Paula Abdul straight to the top of the charts, everyone's been asking the ex-cheerleader to choreograph their videos. But Paula hasn't had much time. Yeah, there's this little show called American Idol, and they're asking her if she wants to be a judge for it. You know, she's considering it. She's been performing all over the country and hanging out with John Stamos of Full House. Ooh, I'm sorry. You have my pity on that one. She also just released Shut Up and Dance, an album of her favorite songs remixed for great dancing. And that's it. Here's a cool new way to listen to music. Get a Switch It, a tiny radio and a string you can wear around your neck. The future! Hats off to singer Debbie Gibson. I don't think she needs an introduction. She owns 100 hats covered with bones and rhinestones. You know, like a rhinestone cowgirl. Donnie Wahlberg of New Kids on the Block just sprained his ankle in a concert in England when he slipped on something that a fan threw on stage. But don't worry, Donnie will be rock and rollin' in New Kids on the Block, live in your house. A new special on the Disney Channel in August. Be sure to miss it. And then, it's up here. If you missed The Little Mermaid, don't go looking under the sea. It's now on sale. Penis cover and everything. Okay, I'm going to stop with that. Listen closely, and you'll recognize Prince Eric's voice. It's Christopher Barnes from the sitcom Day by Day and the Mickey Mouse Club movie Just Perfect. Clearly the two most memorable pieces of media ever put to screen. Personally, I know him for Spider-Man from the 1990s Spider-Man show, and the other Spider-Man heroes and villains he's voiced since then. Chris's favorite scene was when he had to pretend Prince Eric's ship was sinking. I took a big swig of water and spat it all over, he laughs. Was that part of the script, or were you just laughing at the fact that your character was slowly drowning? You're weird. Dog lovers should rent K9 or Turner and Hooch and stay away from the Disney Plus reboot. And that crazy Nintendo spy Mario is out to rescue the princess again in the new Super Mario 3 game. Heck yeah, Super Mario 3! But what a weird place to put that in the video section. Yeah, this was back when they didn't think video games were going to go anywhere. So they actually put more emphasis on the video than the games. So technically it was packaged like a video back in the day. Whatever. Movies. Back to the Future is back again. He's back again and about time too. And this time Michael J. Fox travels to the Wild West. Did you know that Back to the Future 2 and Back to the Future 3 were filmed at the same time on different sets? Yeah, apparently that was done intentionally because the producer really hated the wait between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, so they wanted to make sure that their trilogy came out in a timely manner. And you know, every single trilogy since then has done basically the exact same, to diminishing returns. Talk about double duty! I don't want to. Cartoons and comics are the latest craze of the movies, and the futuristic TV family The Jetsons star in their own movie this summer. Because somebody asked for a short-lived cartoon series from the 60s to become a movie. I don't know who, but somebody did. Madonna fans will love her as Breathless Mahoney and Dick Tracy. During production, Madonna was also rehearsing for her Blonde Ambition World Tour. She gave a private concert for the cast and crew, plus a few stars like Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, the completely uncontroversial Robert Downey Jr. He's not going to fade into the abyss in a few years, only to be brought back to be Iron Man, and now he's bigger than ever. And the Turtles will be back in 1981, and they'll bring Vanilla Ice with him, and that's the last time he's ever going to be relevant. And before you say, well, wait a minute, wasn't he in that Cool as Ice movie? No, I stand by what I said. Oh, you took the toys out of the package. Now they're only going to be worth about $10 a piece. With accessories. Next issue. Don't miss the scoop on Johnny, Winona, and more. No, that didn't happen in the next issue, I believe. Plus, get some great singing tips from the Jacksons voice coach. No, that didn't happen in the next issue either. I don't know, maybe they put those in future issues. We'll have to see. Another comic. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers in Caught in a Flash. One day at the Rescue Rangers headquarters, wow, everybody, look at what Gadget just found. With this, I can make the official Rescue Rangers scrapbook. Everybody say cheese. Cheese. More cheese. Flash. Stunner of the universe. Oh, Dale, about that camera. Gadget, it works great. Here, I'll show you. Say cheese. Flash. He'll stun every one of us. I was going to say, Dale, quit fooling around. Monterey Jack, Zipper, and I are going to the market. Put that thing down and come help us. Oh boy, I can take pictures of the Rescue Rangers in action for our scrapbook. But Dale, don't just stand there, Rangers, come on. Finally on our way. Good. All this talk about cheese is making me hungry. I think that's how he sounded. Soon, in the city, the intrepid Rescue Rangers walk the city streets, while danger looks around every corner as they search for clues to their latest mystery, how did Dale get cloned? But no danger is great enough to keep the Rangers from their task. Golly, a week or two of this and I'll have enough pictures for volume 1 of our scrapbook. A week or two? Volume 1? Here's the market. Dale, if you insist on using a camera, then you stay out here with it. We have work to do. Isn't it weird that the higher pitched voices I'm using are not for the female characters? Stay outside? Hey, I can still take pictures. Yeah, pictures of the Rescue Rangers turf. The heroic Rescue Rangers watch for criminals wherever they may be. Evildoers quake in fear when the What's going on there? I better use the zoom lens. Hey, Meeps, that Rescue Ranger just took our picture. If Fat Cat finds out, he'll kill us. Get that camera. Yikes. Chip, help. Oh, no. Eek! Get that mangy cat out of my store. Hurry, they're coming. I took a picture of them breaking into the bank. And so do they actually buy the groceries there, or do they steal them? Also, how do they expect to get that big Apple home with it? Whatever. And now they want my camera. We gotta do something quick. Bank, break-in, Dale, what are you talking about? You mean them too? Not to worry, mate. Probably a different voice than I did earlier. That'll teach you to try robbing banks with us around. We're gonna get that camera if it's the last thing we do. Last thing? The Rescue Rangers dash outside. Rescue Rangers, we gotta keep this camera away from those two. There's evidence of a crime in here. Here, toss it to me. Oh no, not again. Hey, thanks, chump. Catch you later. Huh? Let's just lighten your load a mite, shall we? This way, Rangers! Well, we're running away! We're Rescue Rangers! We're supposed to get the good guys! Leave it to me! I have a plan! You run, Rangers! Give us that camera! Here they come! Say cheese! Flash! Later. What's this? Don't tell me. Rescue Rangers, right? Oh, well, I said don't tell me! To Fat Cat and Catnip... Wait... Did that actually have catnip in it? So they went to the trouble of tying them to a pole, sticking them in a bowl of catnip with a lily, and writing to Fat Cat on a note. Yeah, gotta give him awards for presentation. Also, casino. Yeah, that's something you're not going to see in the background in any modern kids comics. And back at the Rescue Rangers headquarters. And we stopped them from breaking into the bank, all because Dale took their picture. Guess you won't be picking on my picture taking anymore, will ya? But I tried to tell you before, silly. You can't take any pictures. There's no film in the camera. Ba-da-bop. All right, a backpack, a guide to the world. Rats, it's the Pied Piper. So, yeah, the town of Hamelin, Germany actually had the Pied Piper happen. At least that's what they say happened. Apparently, they say that the story was based on true events. And, in case you don't know, the Pied Piper, it's that guy who comes in and he plays a tune on the flute and all the rats follow him and he kills them all and then the town won't pay their bills. So he takes all the kids and I think there was a Robot Chicken sketch based on that where that was technically a blessing to the town. But apparently the town celebrates that every year by just having some creepy guy dress up as the Pied Piper and lead all the kids out of town because, that's something worth celebrating. Wasn't there a Peanuts special based on the Pied Piper of Hamelin? And it wasn't really good, especially since it broke the rules about having adults on screen. This is about ants, yeah, so, just somebody's writing about how they saw ants, and they got nectar from a hummingbird feeder, and they stretched across the yard. There was just this big line of ants, and then there's instructions for how to build your own ant farm, so, that's something to follow if you want to do a project like that, and, just keep in mind that ants are super busy, and, we wouldn't have a livable world without them, so thanks, ants. Thanks. Mission Antarctica. Yeah, so these kids follow the famed explorer Jacques Cousteau, which I'm kind of surprised he was around in 1990. And this was an ecological tour to the Antarctic because at the time there were no laws about using Antarctica to mine and drill. That did change though. By 1998, they did place a ban barring any mining or drilling operations in the Antarctic. If that's been repealed or amended, I have no idea, but I guess something came out of this, so good for them. I'll just talk about saving your planet. Here's what you can do. Here's a hint. Watch Captain Planet and then do the exact opposite of everything that show tells you to do. You'll be saving the planet in no time. No joke, a bird. Yeah, this is a little bit about the puffin. Puffin is a silly-looking bird, and they live in Maine and most of the North Atlantic Ocean. They live on little rocky islands mostly, and they were the least funny character from that Swan Princess movie, which was already full of unfunny characters. And during breeding season, the puffin's feet turn from yellow to red, and its beak becomes enlarged and colorful. And he better hope that it does, because they haven't invented puffin Viagra yet. Puffins lay just one egg a year, so can't rely on them to make a good omelet. And when puffins meet, they shake their bills to greet each other. I shake my bills too, outraged at how much they've raised my rent for the month. Alright, here we go with another DuckTales comic, and this one aged about as well as the last one. Actually, this might have aged even worse. DuckTales, the Relic Racket. Uncle Scrooge and company have traveled to Indian country. Uncle Scrooge and company have traveled to Native American country, thank you, not for its monumental mountains or magnificent panoramas, but for reasons far more monetary. We want the land. I don't care if you already have a casino on it. It's mine now. I'm the richest duck in the world, and I can sell you all to cigar stores if I want. I'm not helping, am I? Nice looking pottery. Is it authentic? Dug it out of cliff dwellings this morning. Brand new antiques. Well, that's an oxymoron. Also, the nephews are back to wearing black shirts, and, Webby's posterior has been colored in wrong. I don't know, maybe one of her parents was actually a Baltimore Oriole, and she just ran out of white paint that morning. Chief Baloney's authentic native artifacts. Cheap. Yeah. Nothing funny out of that. Real archaeological artifacts. They're the hot new rage. I can buy them cheap here and sell them at exorbitant prices back in Duckburg. Well, I'd comment, but technically that's what I do as well in my off time, so, I mean, not with Native Americans or indigenous people. Well, maybe in that I don't care about the race of the seller, but I'm not helping my case here. I don't know, Uncle Scrooge. These belong to the Indians. Maybe you should leave them where they're buried. What do you think, Webby? I like them. They're so beautiful. Hee. I'm girl, if you can't tell. That's my whole personality in the show. I'm girl. It's settled then. I'll buy everything. Wise purchase. You will not regret it. Oh, yes, you will, Pale Beak. Oh, God. Who are you? Where did you come from? These treasures belong to our spirit ancestors. They should not be taken from sacred ground. Wait a second, old man. We dug them up and stole them fair and square. Finders keepers. Besides, profits will add another quarter-inch to my money. Shut up. Better believe it. Well, it's all mine now. The old Native American man is gone, and the other Native Americans are going, and fast too. Something's not right here. We did it. What a racket. We just dug up some old Native American treasure free and sell it to Scrooge for big bucks. Oh, gee, it was the Big Beagle Boys, huh? I could hardly tell. Aha! The Beagle Boys! They are stealing treasure from the Indians! We gotta stop them! But how? You are doing evil work. Leave our treasure in the ground. You again? Where did you come from? Who cares? He's running a big deal. Get him! Let's sell one more load of Native American antiques to Scrooge. Right, we shouldn't be too greedy. Just greedy enough to become zillionaires. Ha! Well, I mean, you're not doing anything worse than Scrooge McDuck is currently doing, so I don't know. Let's free the medicine man, and then warn Uncle Scrooge. He's gone, but how? We still gotta stop the Beagle Boys. Look, I got an idea. The idea is that you have just cloned your brother there. There are two blue hats there. I mean, I already couldn't tell you apart based on your black shirts, but, once again, watch what you wash your clothes with. I think they're beautiful, Uncle Scrooge. Do you have to sell them? Well, maybe we can keep a few of the prettier ones, but I want it all. I want everything. I don't just want money. I want all the money. I'm EA Games, damn it. No, do not remove our treasures, or we will follow you all wherever you go. Return them to the ground, and we will spare you our wrath. Yikes, goose! Just wait one moment. I'm buying these fair and square. No, that guy already said that you were buying stolen Native American treasures and you just ignored him, so no, you're doing something wrong right now, but, like any billionaire or zillionaire or whatever you are, your morality begins and ends at the passing of a dollar. You cannot buy what already belongs to the spirits. Foof. Whatever that was. Yipes, it's coming at us! Jumpin' Jasper! My spirit wand will stop your evil deeds. Come on, we can escape through these old cliff dwellings. The spirits will not let you escape. Yay! Your evil days are over. Reveal to to the Pale Beak, who you truly are. All right, just don't hurt us, Indian spirits. Right, we didn't mean to offend you. Never mind. Did that Thunderbird call me Unca? Something's up! Quickly now, tell the truth, or our powers will turn you all into jewelry for our fetish necklace. Oh, that means something different today. Turn to stone forever? I'm not winding up on a charm bracelet for anything. Come on! Right, tricking Scrooge isn't worth being turned to stone. Gulp. Yeah! Screaming spirits, I think we've blown it. We look like we should be in a department store window. Well, that would make more sense if, the artist actually bothered to paint some of the jewelry over you, but... Boys, we better get out of here now. The Beagle Boys? I should have known. Yes, you should have. They didn't even bother to take off their masks as they were selling you that stolen stuff. They sure got what they deserved. And now for you, Palebeak. Return our treasures to the ground, or their fate will await you. Palebeak doesn't even make any sense. Their beaks are orange. I understand the term pale face. I don't like it, but I understand it. But pale beak? Like pale feather, maybe, but... yeah, whatever. We will turn all your precious money into useless beads and trinkets. Your valuable mines will only bear worthless fool's gold. We will give your lucky dime to Magica Dispel. Really? How do you know about me money bin, or me gold mines, or me lucky dime, unless you're not really Native American spirits at all? And he pulls the animal head off, which still has a stunned look on it, and it's attached to a blanket. Where are the arms? He clearly had arms as well, so I don't know. Still good balancing act on those stilts, man. Maybe being a junior woodchuck does pay off. We found out about the Beagle Boys, Uncle Scrooge, and we wanted to stop them, and you from making a mistake. Well, I should be thanking you for stopping the Beagle Boys, but I still want all these artifacts. Frankly, I've grown to appreciate Native American art. But they still do not belong to you. No, they don't. If you take what was ours, then you are no different from the Beagle Boys. They take your money, you take your history. Well, it's not right to take things that don't belong to you, no matter how much you want them. You're right, I'll return the treasure. Oh yeah, you just had to be told the message 3 times before it finally hit you, huh? Although I did so want some genuine Indian art, well, go to an actual Native American outpost then and buy some from them. Actually support the culture you say you've grown an appreciation for. Then return home. A gift will come. Sometime later, back in Duckburg. Package for Scrooge McDuck. My gift, at last! Because you don't already own everything in the world. To Chief Scrooge McDuck, the spirits give you their thanks. Just what I always wanted. A genuine Native American blanket. Now everyone is happy. Everyone except for the Beagle Boys. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bop. And here's an article about Amazing Ashley, the child prodigy magician, here pictured doing magic when he's only 12, and he's the youngest member of the Fort Worth Magicians Club, so hey, good for him. And apparently he is still around, he's still doing his magic stuff, at least his website is still up and active, but he did emigrate to Australia since then, so if you want to see his magic tricks, you're going to have to go over to Australia, so... I don't know, look for him on a future episode of Bluey. And let's see, some street sports. We got shooting hoop with your buddies. We want to know how you hang out on the streets. Just hanging out with the family, having ourselves a party. And Sky King, a profile on Sky King, Commander Chuck. Yeah, he was that guy who did the traffic reports back in the day for Los Angeles. And he's not to be confused with the other Commander Chuck, who also does traffic reports for Tennessee. Yeah, that threw me off when I was doing some research on him. And from what I understand, he was forced to retire in 2012 when his sponsorship with Pepsi dried up. But apparently today he now oversees all the helicopter activity around Los Angeles, so hey, good for him. And he's a frequent collaborator with radio host Rick Dees. The guy who gave us Disco, Disco Duck, Disco. Unfortunately, I'm sure he's much funnier than that song, though. We have the technology to give you the adventure prize of a lifetime. Look for ways to win this fall in Disney Adventures. Yeah, we went over that. That was the whole be an animator for a day over at the Disney Studios, and there was that card with the Talespin characters that we have to solve all the puzzles, and we solved some of them. I couldn't be bothered to do the whole thing. I'm sorry. I'm sure that you can go back and solve all the puzzles for yourself, though, if you want. If you haven't already. Maybe you watching were the winner of that contest. Who knows? And this is about Captain Computer Christopher Lee, another child prodigy back in the day who knew more about computers than anyone twice his age. Like, he started with computers when he was only 5 or 6, and, this was back in the day when nobody had a computer. Like, computers cost, like, thousands of dollars, and that was in 1980s money, so there's no point to owning a computer back in the day, unless you were, like, that newfangled work-at-home type or just super rich or whatever. I did try to look this guy up. Of course, it wasn't easy considering his name. Oh, his name kept redirecting me to that other certain Christopher Lee guy. But I did find somebody on LinkedIn who also went by the name Christopher Lees, and apparently he's also a computer consultant, and he's done decades of work with the military as a cybersecurity analyst, and now he heads some other computer consulting firm somewhere else. But I don't know if it's him. The dates listed on his LinkedIn profile don't really correspond to how they should, given this article. So I don't know. Let's just hope that wherever he is, he's doing a good job. Floating on the fast track. This train has no wheels, but it flies. It goes 300 miles an hour, but hardly makes a sound. Give up? It's called a maglev train, and it may be on the way to your town. Nope, not in the U.S. at least. As of this year, there are no maglev trains anywhere in the U.S., so sorry about that. I mean, there are maglev trains in Japan and China and India, Germany, I don't know where else. But for some reason, the United States does not have a maglev train. I don't know, maybe the United States is too big a country. Maybe like that to build a maglev train that would actually do any damage would cost billions and billions of dollars, and nobody can be bothered to foot the bill for that. But yeah, we all know about maglev trains. They run on electrical magnets, which technically make them very fuel efficient, and they can go faster than any other vehicle. So I do see the potential. It's just the startup costs are ridiculous. So yeah, we'll probably never see any maglev trains in this country. The country I live in right now, the US. Just in case that wasn't clear. Okay, and there's a lot of nerve. Yeah, we have over 230,000 feet of nerve endings. Though I'm pretty sure a lot of YouTube commenters I've had the displeasure of hearing from have much more nerve than that. And then right on and on, the pencil can write over 50,000 words. Now, that's debatable. What words are we talking about here? Because there is a difference between the word and the word anti-disestablishmentarianism. Also, who uses a pencil for writing anymore? Unless you're like in school. How far can the average person travel in a lifetime? Well, every year I travel about 10,000 miles for work, so that gives you an idea of how somebody who sits at home most of the day, will travel. And then the bug thermometer, apparently this is how to tell how hot it is based on the cricket chirps outside, and apparently this gives you the exact temperature. I don't know if that's true. Try it out for yourself. Maybe it works, but I think a good old-fashioned thermometer is all I need right now. I say good old-fashioned thermometer, but I use the thermometer on my phone, so. But I'm sure someone attached to that app uses their own thermometer, so I use a good old-fashioned thermometer nonetheless. Prove me wrong. Alright, and on these pages we have a bunch of cyber stuff that you can buy. You can buy some NASA iron-on patches for $3 each if you want. I remember doing that unboxing video where I found a firefighter's patch from some district. I don't know, I gave it away. And oh, hey, this is interesting. I have one of these. This is My First Sony electronic sketch pad. I actually have one of these. I found it at a thrift store, and I did make a video on it. I guess I will put a link to the video in the description. But yeah, this is just a simple electronic drawing tablet, so if you just want to draw with absolutely no purpose and no way to save your drawings, unless of course you had like a VCR that could record stuff from the inputs, then there you go. Good God, $125? And that's in $1990, so that must be like $350 today or something like that. I think I found mine at a thrift store for like, well, I don't remember how much, but it was less than $10, I will tell you that. So yeah, that's interesting, seeing something in these pages that I actually own. And I'm sure that's not going to be the last time I do that. And Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego? Yes, the original Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. The game released in the late 80s following on from the other Carmen Sandiego games. And Okay, that's weird. That's a weird way to print Carmen Sandiego. They put a comma there. So technically they're asking San Diego, where is Carmen? Or they're asking where the district of Carmen is in San Diego. So they're technically asking, where in time is Carmen, San Diego? Or where in time is Carmen, San Diego? I don't know, maybe there is actually a district in San Diego, like some street or something called Carmen. Who knows? Oh man, this gives me nostalgic feelings. Not for this game, not for the original Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. I could never follow along with those older adventure games. In fact, I don't know if anybody could. I mean, for those older computer adventure games, you had to have like the 45-page manual plus an overlay plus like this code card and this button input card. Otherwise, you had no idea what you were doing. And even when you had all that stuff, you had no idea what you were doing. I don't know. Early adventure games relied on you knowing exactly what the programmers were thinking. There was like no hint system whatsoever. Everything was ridiculously difficult. Though from what I understand, that was partially on purpose to combat piracy. Like, it was ridiculously easy to copy games back in the 80s. So in response, they'd package all these different feelies and manuals and that sort of stuff with every game, stuff that was harder to copy than the game. So you had to get the full set in order to even begin to understand how to play the game. And that's why so many computer games back then were ridiculously expensive. I mean, $45 for half an hour of gameplay at most? And that, once again, that's like in $1990, so that's probably close to $100, $125. But as I was saying, I do have fond memories of the Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego remake. Yeah, in the mid-90s, they made a spin-off, sort of a spin-off remake of Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego based on the PBS show Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego, which was a game show. Yeah, PBS had game shows back in the 90s. That was weird. But they had Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego and Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. So they updated Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego to include clips from game show Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego, and they turned it into a more straightforward adventure game, a more point-and-click 90s animated adventure game. And that's the game that gives me fantastic nostalgic memories. I could just melt in these memories. And they included the lady who played the chief in the Where in the World and Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego TV shows. I don't remember her name, but she was also the voice of the moon in Bear in the Big Blue House. Yeah, she was Luna, and she was usually around to close out the episodes with Bear. And she was also in the crime show District. And unfortunately, she died suddenly of a stroke. So really sad. She was a very, very talented, very likable actress from what I understand. Also, the other host of the Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego TV show, he went on to do writing and animation and sometimes voice work for Robot Chicken. So, hey, I'm glad everybody attached to that show went on to do something. Well, I say everybody, but I don't know where the people who played Carmen Sandiego and her goons are today. And here we go with another Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers comic, Undermining Schemes. Monsieur Don, I've been making my world-famous triple stack downside up I'm trying to do French and Australian there at the same time. I don't think it's working. Monsieur Rodin, I've been making my world-famous triple stack downside up cheese souffle for my friends tonight. I need the finest cheddar you got. Oui, Monsieur Monterey. Oh, I am sorry, Monsieur Monterey. I have not the cheddar cheese. Not cheddar? Well, I suppose I could make it with Swiss. No Swiss. Munster? No. Gouda? No. Limburger? Monsieur, you don't understand. There is no cheese at all. Oh, this became a Monty Python sketch all of a sudden. This is strange, monsieur. I am sure I stocked the cheese, but now it is not here. I am so sorry. Also, your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries. It's okay, mate. I'll come back tomorrow. Oui, monsieur, tomorrow. Oh, oui, monsieur, tomorrow. Outside the shop. Where's the cheese? There wasn't any. This is devastating. Rodon's never been out of cheese before. Jumping jackrabbits, I can't last a whole day without cheese. Fat Cat... Well, who's talking there? I guess it's Gadget. Fat Cat's boys! I wonder what they're up to! Whatever it is, you can bet it's no good! Let's find out! I'm guessing those are the voices. So... Nothing suspicious here! It's just a normal construction site! Then what were Fat Cat's boys doing? And what was in that cart? Hey fellas, down here! Golly, Chip, what'd you think this is for? Shh, hey, something down there! Zipper, check it out and report! And be careful! Shady characters down there, eh? Sounds like mischief's afoot, Rangers. Get the gear! We're going down! Moments later... Oh boy, a mystery to solve! Shush! Listen! Hey, listen! Look! Hey, listen! This is a great idea. No one will ever figure it out. Look, just give us our cuts. We're getting nervous. Yeah, we don't usually do break-ins. Don't get excited. You'll get your cut when the job's done. I want my share now. Fat Cat will never know that we're all getting a piece of this pie. Yeah, as the old tightwad would say, a cat of my distinction and taste does not settle for a piece. I want the whole thing. And, rat eating cheese, okay? Gee, Fat Cat's hired moles to dig a secret tunnel into Rodon's storeroom. That explains why he had no cheese. Oh, no, he won't. Poor old Rodon will be robbed right out of business. Let's go up. I've got a plan. Soon, back on the surface. Fellas, we're ready for the next load. Didn't know I could do impressions, did ya? Well, you've had like 3 people voice you in all your appearances, so, That was Mole. Boy, was he quick with that first load. Let's just get that last load up and get out of the stump. That's all the loot. We'll come up in a minute. We have to hurry. Ready, Dale? Ready. 1, 2, 3. Doing. And they turned something on the truck there. And I'm pretty sure water does not flow that way out of a hose. Hey, what's going on? Uh-oh. Thank goodness we've raincoats. I don't think water flows out of a pipe that way either, but I'm not the writer, so what do I know? Whoosh! And I'm pretty sure what... Okay, never mind. Zowie! Zowie, look at them go! We did it! Woo! I think that's how you pronounce it. And so, that evening at the Rangers HQ, thank you for apprehending those terrible criminals. I hope my contribution of cheese in some way repairs your efforts. I think it has, lady. I think it has. All right, more kid stars here. So we have Dwayne Thomas, who has traveled the world, won international competitions and met President Bush. He's a world-class gymnast, apparently, and he's done a lot of training, 20 hours a week, and I did look up Dwayne Thomas, but he shares his name with a football star from yesteryear, so yeah, all results came up for the football star, so I can't find a single thing about this guy. Meanwhile, Shelley Ingle is also a future gymnastics star, and I did find some information about her. Not much. Apparently, she was in the 1992 Olympics, some kind of Olympics. The most detailed information I could find about her was on a Facebook page where this gymnast magazine was wishing her happy birthday in 2018, and it included a clip of her where she did a side cartwheel on a beam. So yeah, very impressive, very impressive. What she's doing now, I have no idea, but good job. Good job. You fulfilled your dream there, it looks like. And here is Bigfoot 5, one of the, probably the biggest in the Bigfoot line of trucks. In fact, it's so big that apparently they can't even use it in competitions. Apparently, it's just the display model, so it just sits outside the Bigfoot area. So, hey, I can think of worse company mascots, like Blinks, Timesweeper. Oh, we get to do one of these, huh? Yeah, I didn't expect that Disney Afternoon would have foldouts, huh? Anyway, this is all just about skateboarding and what you need to wear to be a true skateboardist. And so, yeah, they started out as just regular boards of wood that surfers would put wheels on, but when they couldn't catch any waves, but the wheels kept knocking them off. So after a while, they finally switched from metal to plastic wheels, and yeah, the craze took off. So there's all the stuff that you need. You need the helmet and the skate zone shirt, elbow pads, friendship bracelet, low-key shorts, and all that, da-da-da-da-da-da. And you also need a bruise from chasing neighbor's dog. He's really stupid and he ate my baseball gum. Well, it sounds like that problem's going to rectify itself then. Never been into skateboarding. Never could balance on a skateboard. I've been inline skating. That's pretty fun. At least it was. I tried skating recently and it did a number on my back, but whatever. The joys of getting old, everybody. And here's some hacky sacks. Yeah, you get to bounce that ball on your ankles like it's shown in the picture there. It's the only hacky sack I'm good at. No, actually, I can't even say that. I was going to say the only hacky sack I'm good at is from Epic's California Games, but no, even that game I couldn't even get one or two. Rollerblades. Yes, I was just talking about this. I do enjoy some rollerblading, or I did. Maybe I do have to pick up the hobby again. And the sports scope. Stuck in the back of the crowd, here's how to check on mostly what's going on. Yeah, carry a long tube in front of your face and block the view of anyone behind you. Yeah, that's gonna last long. And they want $50 for that? Oh, nope. Nope. Okay, and here we go with Talespin, which, yeah, considering the show is just about to launch on Disney Afternoon at this time, I guess this is technically the first Talespin bit of merchandise, the first Talespin story. So hey, let's see how this goes. Mission, maybe sort of a little impossible. Once a year, a passage opens briefly into the heart of Thembria Mountain. You sure this billionaire knows what he's talking about, Becky? Well, Baloo, he's rich and we're not. That'll change when we finish this mission. Then I'm gonna... Oh, that's probably the kid. That'll change when we finish this mission. Then I'm gonna get me a new airfoil. You bet some, little britches. And I'm gonna give me some nice, smooth flying time without having work interfering with my fun. So that's Baloo. He's a lot lighter gray than usual. But like I say, this is a proto-comic, so I guess that's all the reference material they were given. All right, the door's opening. Let's get that puppy. Plane Baloo, we're after a plane. Puppy, plane, whatever you call it, Becky. We'll be 60,000 big ones richer. Wow, look at those statues, Miss Cunningham. They're awesome. Kit, Baloo, I don't want to seem anxious or anything, but did that statue just move? Ooh, it's Skylanders. Your eyes are playing tricks on you. How could a statue move? Like that! Hey, watch it, buddy. You're asking for trouble. It's so dark in here, I can't see anything. Well, maybe this will put a little light on the subject. That was brilliant, Baloo. The lights are making them back off. Did they even do anything? I don't even know what they did. Oh, well. Hey, with old Baloo at the wheel, what more could you need? Bug spray? It should do something about that cough. Yeah, like stop smoking. Did we... I feel like they're missing a panel there. I feel like we need to see a panel with the spider and everyone going, yikes! And then we see Baloo as saying it should do something about that cough, like stop smoking. But even then, that doesn't really... Whatever. Maybe they ran out of time. It's an incredible city. No one's home. Guess we don't have to worry about dropping in uninvited. Anyone see a plane that needs salvaging? Well, there's one right there. Meanwhile... Oh, buggies. I don't like buggies. Dump truck, you poor demented Neanderthal. I told you 1,000 times. Pirates are not afraid of insects. Well, what are we afraid of, boss? Me, Don Carnage. I am who you fear. Now let's concentrate on getting that plane before our overweight friend does. We must not let this one get away like the other. Is that his arm? It doesn't look attached to his body, like, even if it was fully attached to the body, because as you can see right there, it's not. It looks like it's coming right out of his mouth. I don't know, it looks like they forgot to draw an arm, and they just added one right before the thing went to print. We've been all over this joint, and I don't see a thing. You gotta fly lower, Baloo. Whatever the pretty lady says, ain't that right, little britches? Higher! You gotta make up your mind, Becky. That's your boss, dude. Oh, you found the plane? Something better. It's called ground. We haven't much time before the door out of here closes again. We've got even less runway. It's dropping time, folks.
Greetings, you poor ignorant peasants. I am Don Canage, pirate extraordinaire. Your women and children are safe with me. I just want a certain plane. Well, wait a minute, those are humans. As far as I remember, they didn't have human characters in Talespin, so I guess that's another indication that this is a proto-comic. Even the guys behind the show didn't have all the kinks worked out yet.
Why are they sticking their butts in the air, boss?
Obviously, they recognize my superiority when they see it. They may be ugly, but they are not stupid.
You know, this disc kind of reminds me of the Grandville comics, where it's like a society full of anthropomorphic animals, but they also have humans, and humans are seen as like second-class citizens, so it's kind of interesting seeing the anthropomorphic animal talk down to the humans in this panel.
At last, the great pilot has arrived.
Well, now it looks like an animal. Now it looks like one of those generic dog creatures that you see in the background of shows. So, well, but where'd he come from? Do humanoids and human animal hybrids exist in the same? Whatever.
We built this temple for you, O Great One. It began many years ago.
Oh, okay.
At last, the great pilot has arrived.
Well, yes, I have.
We built this temple for you, O Great One. It began many years ago. A very wise man discovered a new form of transportation.
Well, that looks even more like a dog creature, except it looks like they drew the muzzle on last minute, so I don't know.
He called it roller skates. They were not confined to the select, but the chosen few, but touched everyone equally.
It doesn't even look like they're skating. It just looks like they're trudging around in big sandals.
But one day, our true calling was revealed when an airplane crashed on our mountain. Then we made a pilgrimage to find the one true plane. And we found it.
That is, without doubt, the most boring story I have ever heard in my entire life.
It's only 4 panels. Give him a break.
What can we do to please you, O Great One?
You'll have trespassers here that I find rather revolting, but I do have a suggestion on how to deal with them.
How does he know that they're there?
You know, it's kind of lovely out here in the jungle now that we've cut down all the trees.
Baloo, the deforestator. It'll be a whole year's worth of lovely if we don't get out of here fast.
Maybe that wouldn't be so bad at that, eh? Just me and nature and a plane! You know, just the bare necessities of life have come to me. They've come to me. Why, my, oh my, oh my. Come to Papa, little baby. Phew, this isn't at all what I expected.
Oh, I'm not touching that one. We come in peace.
Head for cover, partner, while I hold him back.
I don't understand. I'm saying exactly what the book says I should. Well, that's why they're after you.
Guess they don't read the same books as you do, Becky.
But how can there ever be world peace unless flowing yikes?
Say, what say we beat a hasty retreat, as in run away?
Oops, guess we weren't hasty enough, guys. Let go of me! Who do you think you are, anyway? And we're back to humans.
We are the loyal followers of the great pilot, and you are ground-walking scum. Your fate is in the hands of the great pilot. Why do I get the feeling I'm not going to like this great pilot? Carnage!
Of course, who else? And now to the pit with you. And while you and your friends are headed down, your dilapidated dock is going up, in flames. Boys, let's get that jet plane and leave before we're trapped in these hicks.
Something about the dialogue just does not match up with their accents.
Say, friend, is there a bottom to this little mole hole? There is, a lake. Hey, no problem, I can swim. In a lake of boiling oil? You are now ready to be sacrificed. Any last wishes?
And now they're back to the dog creatures.
How about a one-way ticket to somewhere else?
May I go first?
As you wish.
Kit, no! Ah, well, nobody liked Kit anyway. He sold the least toys. Oh, he found a glider, of course. Whoa, that toasted the old tootsies.
Catch him. Only the pure at heart may ride in the air. Excuse me, I think I'll just borrow one of these if you don't mind. Come on, we'll catch up with Kit later. Maybe a lot later. Halt.
Yes, sir. Makes sense to me.
Didn't your mother teach you any manners? Don't point spears at a lady.
And he gives him the Obelix punch. You know, for fans of Asterix and Obelix there.
Where's Kit?
Where's the sea duck?
Where are we?
Look what I found!
He's stolen the sacred skateboard.
My instincts say the sea duck's right around. Well, wait a minute. Who's talking? Is that supposed to be Kit? I think it's supposed to be Baloo saying there, but they put the word, whatever. My instincts say the sea duck's right around. No! Say it ain't true! Oh, Baloo, they damaged our plane.
Well, what do we have here? A door. If we're lucky, this'll lead out.
If we're real lucky, it'll lead home. Why aren't I surprised? Now what? Now what? Is that supposed to be a wall or a tunnel? Because you're still running right towards it.
You still have that book, Rebecca? Maybe a little sweet talk will do the trick.
Wait, is there supposed to be somebody right in front of them and they didn't draw it?
Then again, maybe it won't.
Oh, okay, I get it. They were being pursued and then there is a wall right in front of them. Okay.
Then again, maybe it won't. Let's hightail it out of here before we become shish kebab.
Oh, what have we here?
I think they're called stairs.
Convenient place for a trapdoor, I'd say. And what are we gonna do if these stairs don't go anywhere?
Sometimes, Becky, you ask the darndest questions.
Stop following us! And here's our old skateboard back! A really nicely painted skateboard for this lost native city of whatever.
We lost the plane we came in, lost the plane we were hired to bring back. But right now, I sure do hope this old bucket of bolts can still fly. I think I can get this thing started.
Think fast, Baloo! The natives are returning!
Don't trouble me with trouble, little birches. 'Cause right now, we're gone! Come back here. No, it's useless to beg. I really must be going now.
Oh, it's Walking Dead logic, where they just start the engine of something that's been sitting around for decades or even centuries and just goes. And we're right back to human. Okay. But, did they start off drawing humans and then they got a last-minute note that they had to do all animals, and so they just painted as many red noses on the humans as possible, but they couldn't get them all before printing?
We must stop the evil flyer. The great pilot has spoken. Yeah, and where's the great pilot when you need him, I always say.
Was that a joke? Can't you go any faster?
I can, personally, but this plane can't. Say, I always wonder who has to go pick up all the spears and arrows afterwards.
He raises a good point.
Wonder how we're going to make it out of here. We only have a few minutes before the door closes on us.
Oh, Baloo, this is the end, and there's so many things I haven't told you yet.
Don't get mushy on me, Becky. We're either going to make it, or I'll shake this junk heap apart trying.
If anyone can do it, it's you, Papa Bear. Turned into Mowgli for a minute. Does turbojet overdrive mean anything?
Yeah, it means we can go fast.
That's not very fast.
It's our ticket out of here, and it's been revoked.
Baloo, all we have to do is splice the wires back together again.
Good thing, partner.
Oh, I do hope these are the right ones.
Me too, lady.
So, yeah, again, they just have to splice some wires together, and suddenly a jet engine just zooms to life.
Zoom! That's enough for you, Becky.
Chomp. You did it, Baloo!
I did? I mean, of course I did. I wasn't worried.
Chalk up another success for hire. Hey, that's her line. I wouldn't exactly call losing the sea duck and failing the mission a success. Well, technically, this wasn't Baloo's fault this time, so you can't pin it on him. So long, suckers! The great pilot, Don Carnage to you, is taking this nice new expensive plane bye-bye. Well, all you can do with that cheap chassis is turn it into a washing machine. Ha 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 ha! I don't know if he has a specific laugh in the show. Maybe if we offered to get the plane from Carnage, the billionaire'd give us half the money. How are you going to catch that snake? On bicycles? All right. You did it! You found my okay, then now that's a human. That is 100% human there. They didn't even try to fix it with they did the dog creatures. I don't know. Like I said, proto-comic, they didn't have all their notes in one place yet.
You did it! You found my wonderful old plane. This is your junk, you're the airplane?
Old Gertie's the first plane I ever flew and lost. So is that their original client, or did some guy just come across the plane and offer to buy it off of them?
Hey, we never had a moment's doubt we'd get this, beauty for you. It is with pleasure that I give you this check for 60,000 big ones. And it's with pleasure that Miss Cunningham, accepts it.
Where are they going?
Oh, just after some poor sucker named Don Carnage. Seems he's been flying a stolen military jet.
Wah, wah, wah.
Sometime later,
We spent nearly all the money replacing the sea duck, and now we're right back where we started. Oh no, Miss Cunningham, we're much better off. I got a new airfoil. Isn't it awesome? Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. And here's some of those Disney comics in that ad that we keep seeing, so I don't have anything to comment on. And here's an article about lunchtime, about your mother packs you absolutely terrible lunches. So here's some ideas for what you can pack for lunch, like some tuna power pasta and some apple banana Smarty Witch and some custom cheese and fruit nut witch. You know, stuff that kids absolutely want to make and eat. And where exactly are inner city school kids going to get the ingredients for these things anyway? I mean, it seems to be that whatever lunches they serve at the school seems to be all they get to eat for the whole day. Oh, that's depressing. I'm sorry. And here's an article about paper bills and bartering and the importance of money, and in some places they traded 500-pound stone wheels for stuff. Which, yeah, if you have the talent to make a 500-pound stone wheel, then yeah, you can buy whatever you want, I think. And here is a little story about this kid, and he has an annoying sister, and they're traveling along New Orleans on a ferry, and the younger sister falls off the boat, and there's a fake alligator, and they go back on the boat, and everybody has a good time. I'm not going to read it because it's basically a nonfiction story, but I'm holding the camera on it long enough for you to read it, so there you go. Okay, oh yeah, here's the game section finally. Playing cards. Can you spot 15 or more mistakes in this card store scene? Alright, let's see what we got. There's a bit of a perspective problem with the balloon. This guy is half hidden by the window. I don't know, is that a mistake or an artistic choice? I guess there's a tree in the trash can. I don't know why anybody would plant a tree in a trash can. Say I love you with a card. Is that a mistake or is that just a printing error? Then there's a push door, which, again, is that a mistake or does the door push from both ways? I don't know. Weird duck with ears, again, is that a mistake or a design choice? Little mice... dog duck thing there. Frozen food, it looks like, or is that supposed to be like board games and they put the wrong text on there? I don't know. You have Christmas cards in the birthday section. Humorish. I don't know if that's a mistake. I guess that's supposed to be a mistake. This guy wearing his shirt on backwards. Ooh, that is a sin against nature right there. That's artwork right there. Greaser, please leave before paying. Okay, yeah, I guess that's a mistake. And there's a fire hydrant right there, so I guess that's a mistake. 564, yeah, I guess that's a mistake. What is that? Is that a cash register or a computer? Like a computer to show you the latest comics? I don't know. Lady walking a pet lizard, though, I don't know. I don't judge people based on what animals they choose to take outside. Happy St. Patrick's Day, even though those are Valentines, I guess that's a mistake. You have actual cards in the St. Patrick's section, and that guy's stealing cards. That is the biggest mistake you can make in your life. I mean, if you're going to steal something and steal something of value, don't go to jail over a 60-cent greeting card, you know? Saurian search. 7 mini dinosaurs are hiding from the 2 big dinosaurs in the scene. Can you spot them? Let's see. There's one. There's another one. Oh, there's one. How many? 7? 7. Oh, there's one. There's another one. There's another one. And, oh, there's another one. Okay, that was easy, actually. That was really easy. Really detailed artwork there. I wonder if they, took this from another book and just inserted the mini dinosaurs in there. Picture crossword. Solve this crossword. Enter the name of each object and its proper place in the grid. No, thank you. I don't like these puzzles.
Confuse USA Bowls. That's kind of clever there, actually. Even when we see something every day, we don't always pay enough attention to remember to clearly test yourself on these U.S. flags, maps of money, put an X in the box by choice. Does the U.S. flag have 7 white stripes and 6 white stripes, 7 red stripes and 6 white stripes, or 6 red stripes and 7 white stripes? I'm pretty sure it starts with the red stripe. On which map are Vermont and New Hampshire correctly labeled? I'm going to assume it's Vermont there and New Hampshire there. Well, yeah. I'm going to go with B. I'm probably wrong, but I'm going to go with B. The same sections of 2 U.S. maps showing state outlines have been torn out. Which one is right side up? That is placed so that north is at the top. Well, that is clearly Utah right there. That is clearly Utah with Wyoming taking a little chunk out of it. So, yeah, that is the one that's right side up. And the other one is just the one this one upside down. So, yeah. I don't know much, but I know that. On the U.S. penny, nickel, which way did the presidents face? You know, give them credit that they didn't reverse the text when they reversed the faces. So, yeah. I'm going to assume B, A, and B. No. Yeah, B. Okay, puzzling fill-ins. How many of these double Z words can you identify? Put 1 letter in each blank. No, you can do that yourself. Oh, and here's the answers section. Playing cards. Yeah, there's all the answers to the playing cards thing. And the Saurian search. The confusables. Okay, so... yeah, I got the flag right. I didn't get the Vermont and New Hampshire right. Wait a minute, what? B is... that can't be right. I don't know, was that like Nebraska or something? And it's chewing off a piece of... now I don't remember where Nebraska is. So, okay, fine, I made a mistake, whatever. And then penny is B. I don't even remember what I said for the coins anymore. So, penny is B, nickel is A, dime is A, quarter is A, dollar is B. Okay, I got that last one right anyway. Puzzling fill-ins and the picture crossword. Goodbye! Before Cocaine Bear there tries to eat you. And another ad for the adventure begins October 9th, so put in your subscriptions now, and maybe some time-traveling mailbox will get them in time for the magazine to get your subscription. And there's the Disney Afternoon. Check local TV listings for time and channel. I didn't get this channel, so yeah, I never saw the Disney Afternoon growing up. I'm deprived, I know. And there you go. That is the very first issue of Disney Adventures. Honestly, I had a lot of fun with it. I don't know, the comics were a lot more fun to read and critique, if anything else. So, yeah, if I was a kid of buying stuff age in 1990, then yeah, I probably would have gone for this. I mean, I don't know if I would have known that this existed, because again, this wasn't one of the subscription issues. This was probably like in toy stores and newsstand and such. So I just have to be walking by and happen to glance at it and then happen to read it without anyone getting upset that I'm reading the magazine in a store by a newsstand, because they don't like it when you do that. So, but yeah. Yeah, I think that this did catch my attention, and so if I was able to get and subscribe to Disney Adventures magazine, then I probably would. So there you go. Here is the very first issue of Disney Adventures, and next time we will be looking at the whatever issue. So long.